this stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
What's up, Howard? I'm Chad, and on my right, I'm joined with Jess. Today is finally Friday, November 11th, and it's an A-Day. I heard we have a lot of new segments in our show today. Do you know anything about them, Jess?
Yeah, we have a huge show for you all today. We have a Veterans Day program and some new episodes of your favorite segments. But first, let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, it's time for my favorite part of the show. Let's send it over to Mr. Novak.
Morning, staff and students. Happy Friday and happy Veterans Day. Our JRTC is going to talk about it in a moment, but I do want to give a shout out here to some of our staff members who have served. Sergeant Boone, Colonel Marshall, Mr. Callender, Miss Manuel, and Mrs. Thomas Padilla. I don't know if there's others. If I left you out, I apologize, but make sure you give those folks a shout out. We are, of course, home of the free because of the brave there, and we appreciate your service. Also appreciate you making sure that you fill out those surveys, the gratitude survey, career exploration, as well as global connections. Make sure you complete all of those. Otherwise, we'll randomly assign you to different activities. So do that. Do all the stuff that we're telling you today, that all the fun things that we have going on this weekend. Good luck to all our teams, and have a great weekend. Take care.
Thanks, Mr. Novak. Now let's jump straight into some announcements. Science National Honor Society will be having its first meeting next Tuesday, November 15th, from 2:15 to 2:45 in room N200. Jess, today is also Veterans Day, the day our country honors all who have served to protect our freedoms. Today is also Veterans Day, and we would like to commemorate all who have served. Today we have Cadet Major Kitchen, Cadet Captain Memendala, and Cadet Captain Simmons from the HOHS Lions Battalion from our JROTC to help us recognize our veterans.
Good morning. We'd like to take a moment to talk to you all about Veterans Day.
November 11th was originally the anniversary of signing the armistice that ended World War I. It was signed at the 11th hour on the 11th day of the 11th month.
In 1954, the name was changed from Armistice Day to Veterans Day.
The day now honors all those who have served and commemorates all veterans in all wars.
We'd like to honor all of our teachers who have served and all other veterans in the building.
Take time today to honor your relatives, family, friends, and anyone you know who served in the military and defended our freedom.
Thank you, Lions Battalion, and thank you to all of our veterans in our Howard community.
Don't forget, our school play, The Lion Thief, started last night. We have show times today and tomorrow. Make sure you can attend. We have a special People in the Neighborhood episode for you guys today. Let's jump into straight who is behind the man in the curtain.
Come on, let's take a little walk through the neighborhood and see who we meet. Oh, who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day.
Hello, neighbors. Come on in. Let's go right up here. This going upstairs to the light and sound booth. This is when it will be essentially here, but we're really excited. So if you're an audience member, you get to see all the things that happen on the stage. But how does that happen? This is our control room. You know, it's right there. But come on this way. This is where the fun stuff is. Here we have more sound mixing work. But everyone here learns actors and music. Over here we have like solve the colors and stuff for the lighting and buttons there. When it's time to do okay. And then over here more lighting instruments. We have big follow spots, and these are really bright. Moving on over here. That's the tour of where the magic happens.
They're the people that you meet each day.
Wow, so exciting. The second show is today at 7 p.m. We also have 2 more showtimes tomorrow. Don't forget to buy your tickets online at hcpss.booktix.com.
I hope we have a lot of winter weather this year. I do love a little snow day once in a while. Let's go catch up with Coach Wade and learn about some of his wacky weather forecast.
What's up, Howard?
Indemnity.
Welcome back to another
Indemnity.
Wild Wacky Weather episode. I'm Serafina,
And I'm Chad.
and in honor of daylight savings time and getting an extra hour of sleep, we thought to ask students,
What would you do if you had an extra hour of free time every day?
okay, what would you do with an extra hour of free time every day?
I would practice getting sturdy.
I do this.
Yeah.
I would play basketball.
What would you do with an extra hour of free time every day?
I take longer showers.
You had an extra hour of free time every day.
I would sleep more.
I'd have more shower concerts and help out my man Daniel Weems with his lyrics. Shout out to Lil Weimer on SoundCloud.
Okay, what would you do if you had an extra hour of free time every day?
Sleep more.
I would go swimming.
Ooh, I'd probably play with both my dogs. Give them more love.
What would you do if you had an extra hour of free time every day?
I would go to Crumble Cookie a lot more often.
I think I would catch up on some sleep because, like, after you finish all your homework and stuff, there's not enough time to, like, sleep and do fun stuff, so I would just take a nap.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Wade's Wild Wacky Weather. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. First, let's start with our forecast here locally. As you look in here for this weekend, a little bit of wetness coming from Tropical Storm Nicole as she makes her way up the coast. Then we get into next week. As you can see, our highs are starting to finally now go into that kind of fall setting. Low 50s, high 40s throughout the week. It's going to be cold, and it's going to stay cold for a while. And speaking of Nicole, if you look down in Florida, there's kind of an interesting thing. In 2004, we had 2 different hurricanes. We had Charlie and Jean hitting the Fort Worth area, and then the Tampa and the other side of the coast and the East Coast, right, pretty close to each other. And then you fast forward to 2022 between Ian and Nicole, kind of the same thing. Just kind of an interesting nugget, but it's something I like. So here we go. Now, I know you guys are more interested in the winter forecast. I know we talked about that last week. So here's the breakdown, okay? Like we talked about last week, first chance of snow, end of November. That's when our NAOs are negative. We have a nice cold front coming through from the west. We're still pretty confident with that a week later. The data's pointing to our first chance of snow after Thanksgiving. Now, this isn't a big snowstorm, so teachers, don't make any sub-plans. You're going to be in work that next day, but snow, end of November. That NAO still trickles into the beginning of December, so there's definitely still some snow in the chance of snow first week of December. Then after that, we have a few weeks to some little activity. Then we get to Christmas time. Everyone loves a white Christmas, and like for you guys, another chance of a snowstorm that week. Again, none of these snowstorms so far are major, just a few inches here and there, but it's still something, more scenic, if you will. The big chance for snowstorm is when we get to January, okay? January, it's going to be pretty cold. Throughout the month, activities is going to be pretty active. Looking at about a 10-inch January of snow, okay? That's important to know. Last year, we got 13.2 inches of snow, which was great. This year, we're looking at that as kind of our floor with definitely a chance to exceed that. So January is the time where we're looking at a lot of snowstorms, 10 inches of snow for the month of January, a few inches in the month of December, and then a trickling in November. Once we get to November, our La Nina starts to weaken a little bit. We're going to start to get some warmer temperatures in February. Not a lot of snow action, but what's good though is when we get to March, there actually is a chance for an early spring storm, which is always exciting. That being said, the big thing we're going to look at this winter is not so much snow, but it's going to be very, 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 very cold. January and December specifically. We're going to set a lot of records this year for cold days. Not that ideal, but definitely a chance for some delays, which is always everybody's favorite. And then, of course, anytime there's a forecast in Howard County, there's a good chance we'll get called off anyway. Which is always good. So as the snowstorms get closer and we start to get more data, we'll talk about that. But until then, that's our official extended winter forecast on Wade's Wild Wacky Weather. Catch you next time.
A lot of snow. Thanks Chad, Serafina, and Coach Wade for this week's weather. Now let's go see the latest episode of Sports with Luke to announce our newest athlete of the week.
Hey Howard. Here with a short sports overview from this week. This past Monday, our varsity volleyball team unfortunately got bumped out of the playoffs after losing to Centennial 3-0. Good season, ladies. Can't wait for next year. And then tomorrow we have our state championship for cross country at Hereford High School. And then today at 7 p.m. or 6:30, we have our second round playoff game for football against Seneca Valley. Don't forget to purchase your tickets on GoFan and make sure to wear all white for tonight's theme. Now let's meet this week's athlete of the week.
What's up, Howard? I'm Adimide, and I'm here with our athlete of the week,
Tayden.
So, I heard that you're on varsity cheer. How's your season been going?
It's been going pretty good.
And I heard you guys have one more playoff game?
Yeah, that's right.
So, how do you plan to cheer on it, or do?
Hopefully the game goes well and we win on Friday. And hopefully it will be the good last game.
Thank you.
I'm Josh. I'm here with team captain of the cheer team.
I'm Maddie.
And what does Tayden do so well to deserve this Athlete of the Week award?
Tayden is always giving her best at practice, and she fights hard for her spot in the air. And this past week we had regionals over the weekend, and she fought really hard to keep her stunt up, and she stayed in the air the whole routine. And last minute she had to be thrown into our pyramid, and she executed it so well, and we could not be more proud of her.
All right. And for next season, do you think Tayden will be one of the leaders on the cheer team?
She definitely has a lot of potential to be up in the air again. She works really hard, so there's no doubt in my mind that she will be up in the air again this upcoming season for our competition team.
All right. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tayden. We're super proud of you. She's going to sign the back of the chain. All right, and then she gets to wear this for the next week. Congratulations. One last thing, make sure everybody's getting their paperwork in for winter sports. They start on Tuesday. Get that stuff in. Back to you guys.
Congratulations. All right, Howard, that's all we have for today. Have a fantastic Friday.
You didn't go in my.